Good afternoon. My name is Wellington Webb, former mayor of Denver, Colorado, 1991 to 2003. And I'm pleased to be here today to join Tay Anderson and to support his candidacy. Let me begin by saying that there are a lot of good people in this district, and there's some great candidates in this district. But I have chosen to support Tay for a number of reasons. First of all, I've looked at his platform. His platform is different from many of the other candidates in terms of his concentration on traditional schools and neighborhood schools. I think that is something that many people and parents want to be able to send their kids to schools in their neighborhood. Number two, I think it's also important that we often talk about encouraging young people to get involved, and then when they do get involved, we take a walk and they can't find us. Well, I think for me personally, given the fact that I'm a black male, this is a young black male that doesn't want to become a statistic. He wants to be something special, something different. He wants to give back to his community. And we also have something in common. He's a Thunderbolt, graduating from Manual High School. I'm a Thunderbolt, having graduated from Manual High School. Now, anytime someone runs for office, let me tell you that everybody in the world finds something and a reason why you shouldn't be running. And I've seen a lot of those posts of late. Posts like, well, what's his grades? Well, let me just tell you, I had to go to summer school to graduate from Manual. And I found it didn't have any correlation for me being an outstanding mayor for 12 years. So I don't think that's a relevant question. The question that's relevant is, can this 18-year-old go on a board that normally votes 7-0 on every issue and stir it up where it's not a 7-0 vote, where it might be 6-1 or 5-2 or 4-3. We need discussion on school issues, and I believe that Tay can do that. Some people said he's too young. In the words of Kobe Bryant, he said, I've been too young to do everything I've done in life. So sometimes I think we need to cast our lot with young people. And that's not to suggest that some of those others that are running are certainly not good people. The Bernie Sanders campaign talked about having a revolution. Well, the best way to have a revolution is be engaged in the revolution and the war. And if you're going to be engaged in a revolution, I think you get engaged in a campaign that it has to be a grassroots campaign, because Tay will be running a campaign against corporate contributions that go into other candidates, where some of the candidates have received $25,000 checks, and he's going to have to compete against that. And the only way he can compete against that is where he gets the support from many of you out there. Now, this reminds me of my campaign in 1991. Everyone said Wellington Webb can't win because he doesn't have the money. Wellington Webb can't win because he doesn't have all of the 17th Street connections. Wellington Webb can't win because he doesn't have the corporate interests supporting him. But because of many of you watching this today, we walked and walked and walked and knocked on every door in this community. Is Tay Anderson perfect? No. Secondly, he's only 18 years old, so he can't be perfect, right? Some people have said, well, there's some issues with him. Well, he's also lived in several foster homes. But he doesn't want to become a statistic. And he's saying, if I can uplift myself to carry myself from going from foster home to foster home, to be able to be elected to the offices by his peers in his school and in the district itself, I think that's worthy of someone that deserves our support. So I'm very pleased to be able to endorse Tay today in front of Manual High School, the high school that's produced 4 mayors. I'm also pleased to be able to introduce and endorse Tay Anderson, because this race is going to be one in which we're going to be able to find out if the corporate PAC money that comes in is going to overrule and supersede someone who is running based upon his ability with small grassroots contributions. So I'm going to suggest to all of you out there, when you start receiving 6 and 7 pieces of literature, just think of where that literature is coming from. for that? Or did Walmart pay for that? Or if you get Tay's one piece of literature with an $18 contribution that we're asking all of you to give, it's a community-based, because that's where his heart is, because that's who's going to fund his election, and that's how we're going to win this election. So are there any givens and guarantee win and losses? Answer is no. But we do have one guarantee. Tay Anderson's not going to be outworked. He's not going to be outworked. And I believe in that old philosophy, if you don't have anything good to say about somebody, don't say anything at all. So let's talk about what the good things are and what Tay is going to bring to the school board. So it's my pleasure and my real purpose of being here today is to introduce the next school board member from School District 4, from an old Thunderbolt to a young Thunderbolt, Wellington Webb endorsing Tay Anderson.
Thank you.
All right.
Woo! Thank you, everyone. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Mayor Webb. Thank you to the Student Board of Education and y'all for sending representatives out. I started my journey in student leadership about 3 years ago at Prep Academy High School, and it has been an upward journey since then. I have walked in the halls of Mayor High School and seen Mayor Webb's face on our wall, and wanted to always be a face that always made a difference in our community. This campaign is not about one individual or one campaign. This is about us making change for District 4. And in November, we will elect a new school board member, and his name will be Tay Anderson. We will continue this change because I want to save our public schools. So I thank you all for coming out here and giving your support. I want to make sure that we continue to uplift every single candidate that's running that has this progressive value of changing this district. We will continue this legacy, and we will not give up here. This is just the beginning of change. We know that the change of the status quo isn't going to happen overnight, but it's because of each and every one of us is why it's going to be able for us to be able to change it when I'm elected. The first thing that we need to really make sure that we do is to include student voice in every single matter. To all of our young people out there, you can do this too. I'm 18 years old. You're not too far away from me. You can do this as well. This is our time. This is our defining moment. And this is when we will stand up in one voice and we will put Tay Anderson's name, so bubble in my name, on a ballot in November. Thank you all. It means a lot, and thank you for your prayers and your support. And to the critics, thank you. Thank you for continuing to keep me on my feet. Thank you for asking me those hard questions, because in November, I'll be your school board member, and the hard questions will just continue to flow. Thank you to you all. God bless you, and let's go win this election in November. Thank you.